Ever since its creation 9 years ago. Wait, I already did that. Hi, it's me again, Kip Ashley, and around a month ago, I made my first ever video talking about the relics of the past, popular but forgotten FNAF fan games, and wow did that video blow up. But ever since I released that video, I have gotten a lot of comments talking about some fan games I missed, which is why I will be completely ignoring them, doing fuck all, and watching YouTube videos. See ya! Wait, don't leave, I was joking. I mean, I do love a nice video essay and all, but obviously, we're going to be talking about even more forgotten popular FNAF fan games. Last time, I covered 3 fan games, and if you haven't watched it already, you don't have to understand this video, but it is recommended so you can kinda get an idea of the games I've already covered. Anyway, I've decided, why not cover another 3 more? But this time, I'm going to be mostly covering games you guys suggested in the comments of the last video. So if you have any ideas on something I should make a video about, leave a comment down below and I'll try to read every single one. But enough yapping. Come with me and let's take a trip down memory lane once again to check out even more very popular but now forgotten FNAF fan games. You thought I was going to jump scare you that time. Nope, I would never do that. Now in my last video, I made a mistake by formatting the video a bit weirdly as I covered the most well-known game, which I know sounds weird to say considering the topic of this video, as the second spot. But this time, I'll be going through the games from most to least known. While talking about the different sections of the game, I'll be going through it in order, a short background of the game, the story of the game, how it became popular, the gameplay, my opinion of the game, and what the dev does nowadays. Do keep in mind that I'm going to be talking about the more popular games less because you can already find a bunch of information on them, and YouTubers have made videos on the game as well, and I want to give the spotlight to the lesser known games if that makes sense. If it doesn't, then oh well.
Can you stop fucking yapping already and talk about the games?
If you don't shut the fuck up. For our first game, we have Those Nights at Rachel's, a game created by
Hey, this game isn't forgotten. Purple Dog Guy and iDude made videos about this game.
Dude, shut the fuck up!
For our first game, we have Those Nights at Rachel's, a game created by the one and only Nixon. Yes, the same Nixon who is currently in the Fredbear Fanverse initiative for developing The Joy of Creation, arguably one of the most popular FNAF fan games ever. As of the time of this video's release, Those Nights at Rachel's was published almost 8 years ago on December 15, 2015. Although I can't exactly tell when the actual full game was released because on the page of the game, there's actually 3 different downloadable files: the demo, the normal game, and the hard version. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to be talking about the normal game, because that is the standard and the version that most people care about. This would put the game before the release date of the Joy of Creation Story Mode and Halloween Edition, after the original Joy of Creation 2015 demo, and I think Reborn, but don't quote me on that. Okay, enough about the Joy of Creation. Let me actually cover the game I'm supposed to be talking about, starting with its story. You're a new night guard working at Doug's and Rachel's, a longtime competitor of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which has ended up closing in this game's timeline. After the closing of Freddy's, Doug and Rachel's promise to deliver entertainment to their customers for years to come, but the restaurant has a dark secret. That's kinda all the story that's given before you play the game. Hell, actually most of this isn't even really given to you. On the Game Jolt page, it's just a basic, hey, welcome to our joint. The animatronics do get a bit quirky at night. Enjoy slaving away at our place. I actually got most of the information from Those Nights at Rachel's wiki, which, yes, exists, but it is about as bad as the game itself, sadly. But luckily, there was a story page that was filled out. This game got its popularity mostly because Markiplier and Corey Kenshin played it relatively quickly after it was released. But Markiplier never even finished the game, and same with Corey, but he did end up playing the game again a year later after his first upload, but didn't even end up finishing it after that too. And of course, however you pronounce that name, made a video covering all the jump scares in typical content farm style. Hey, I'm wondering what he does nowadays. Why am I not surprised? Fusion Z Gamer and Dako also made videos on the game, but it didn't get as many views as Mark or Corey. Also, MatPat did stream the game on his GT Live channel, which is cool, because at least he actually completed the game. As for recent uploads on the game, the only ones I could find are the ones I mentioned in that little skit I did. Now, let's get right into the game. Before I start off, I would like to say that for some reason, this game's full screen didn't work at all. Even when I tried to change the settings to fit my screen, nothing worked, but I did use OBS to capture the window itself. So while you can't see the fact that I had to fiddle with the window while playing the game, I just thought I'd let you know. Also, this game opens Steam VR for no reason if you have that installed, but whatever, you can just close right out of it. The first night of the game, like most FNAF fan games, is kind of just a whole nothing burger in terms of animatronic activity. Essentially, none of the animatronics even get close to your office. I mean, they are literally just not there. This night is mostly just getting to know the controls, which, by the way, are just kind of thrown at you. I really dislike how this is done, so I'll explain it myself really quickly. Right in front of you, you will have a screen that will show the status of 2 doors if they are closed or not, and how much power you have. It also indicates that you can only close 1 door at a time. You can also hide under the desk by pressing W, which will make it so that any animatronics next to your doors can't enter the office. No idea how that works, but whatever. To the right of that, there's a camera system you can use if you press spacebar to look around the place and keep track of time. Although if I'm being honest, the cameras are kinda just pointless, besides for one animatronic you have to look at, but we'll get to him later. I will say though, since the game was made on Unreal Engine, the game is in 3D, unlike most FNAF fan games, which are mostly 2D since they're made in QuickTeam. The environments do look really nice because it can simulate shadows and lighting in real time, but back to the office. When you're at the camera system, you can press E to lean in or out to check the hallway next to it, and use your flashlight to light up the area by pressing and holding right click. Right behind you is another door where you can do the same thing. To close the door right next to you, press Z. To close the door behind you, press X. This is the only thing preventing you from getting killed by the animatronics. Speaking of the animatronics, let's talk about the cast of this fine establishment. There are 6 animatronics in the game, consisting of 4 main characters and 2 characters that are a bit off to the side. Let's talk about the main 4. Rachel the rabbit, Doug the dog, Pete the pig, and Bane the bull all start out on stage. Rachel and Doug will slowly make their way towards the right door, while Pete and Bane make their way towards the door that is behind you. The difference between the 2 animatronics that will go down a hallway is that one of them is usually more aggressive than the other. For example, Rachel appears in the right hallway way less than Doug will, and the same goes for Pete. He is much more active than Bane. You can hide under a desk against all of these animatronics, but not so much for the next 2. Ray Raccoon will start in his raccoon hut at the start of each night, kinda like Foxy in FNAF 1. He will have different stages until his last stage where he will run towards the door behind you. Unlike Foxy, he will have an audio cue when he has ran to the door just to stand there until you have either shined a light at his face or not closed the door in time, in which he will kill you. Hiding under the desk isn't an option as he will just kill you instead too. The last animatronic has its own section in the office, which is left of the screen that keeps track of the power and door usage. You'll have to run all the way there leaving behind the desk, so you better make sure everything is in order before you leave. Once you have arrived at the area, this section of the office is basically just the music box from FNAF 2. You need to keep these curtains constantly closed, otherwise an animatronic called The Thing, which is literally just a puppet remake from FNAF 2, which is kinda ironic because this mechanic is basically from FNAF 2, but will kill you if you don't shut them in time. It doesn't matter where you are in the office, it will kill you, so make sure they're always shut. Now with all the mechanics out of the way, let's talk about the nights, which will go by really quickly in terms of changes to gameplay. But what the phone guy says is what's really interesting. Night 1, like I said, is basically nothing. In fact, the night ends when the call ends, so it's really just pointless besides getting to know the controls and some of the backstory with the phone guy, saying their reputation was indirectly hurt by Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria after some sort of robot incident, which is most likely referring to the Buy of 87. Night 2 just introduces The Thing and Doug to us, and they really aren't active at all, so this night is also just a breeze. The phone guy does say some interesting things though during the call, claiming the company actually didn't want him to make any more calls, but they don't monitor any calls after employee's first night, so he doesn't care. He acknowledges the animatronics moving at night, but says nobody actually knows why they do. An employee tried to investigate this. Still, phone guy just says that was the, quote, dumbest idea ever. Doesn't expand any further. The last thing he mentions is that we are currently the 5th night guard and the others have had some issues. One actually stopping verbal communication and the family trying to sue them, which ended up not working. As you'll see, the phone guy really likes to yap a lot and definitely says some things that the company would not like people to hear.
All it takes is the company's little bit of money before they just wash all the troubles away. Shouldn't question it and...
Night 3 introduces Pete and Ray. Once again, they're rarely active, which makes this night really easy. But the thing does require you to check the curtains more often, which is kind of the only spike in difficulty at this night. Other than that, still really easy. This night opens up with a really weird call.
Don't you think taking the endoskeletons was enough?
What?
Wait, oh shit.
Hey! Alright, well, what do you mean by that? As you can tell by my reaction, this has really caught me off guard. What endoskeletons? But the call gets even weirder. You find out that the owner of the company has actually gone missing, with no one being able to find him. The phone guy doesn't even really seem bothered by this, except for the fact that he's pissed because he won't be able to get a promotion. Before he ends the call, mentions the place having a shady past, and from what he said in the previous nights, I can tell why. Night 4 is a huge spike up in difficulty from Night 3. It is the night that I first died.
That way we can receive...
Oh, what the fuck?
Boy, let me tell you, there
What do
is...
I do? But it is still relatively chill. Every single animatronic is now active this night, and the thing needs to be checked up on way more often. This night we get our first pre-recorded message from the phone guy, which you can obviously tell as you can hear he's attending a kid's birthday party. The boss is still missing according to him, and he finds it weird he just disappeared. The only thing he could find linked to him was a phone in the drawer in a secluded part of the restaurant, but he couldn't get a good look at it because he was caught by another employee. Comes to the point where he says even if the boss doesn't get found, it wouldn't be a bad thing as they could just replace him.
Actually, if we can't ever find him, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing,
What?
then they could probably hire another boss.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He says the engineer of the place could be the new boss since he knows a lot about it. Either way, bro has no care for his boss. It's kind of funny but morbid. Night 5 is just Night 4 but turned up in difficulty, as all the animatronics have already been introduced. This night, we get a call that we definitely shouldn't have gotten.
Phil, are you there?
That's disgusting.
Look, are you gonna talk or not? You told me to do something drastic so we could get a step ahead of the company down the street. What's the big deal? We've already had one incident. Throwing another would totally work. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Damn. Animatronic's reputation. Well, I guess I screwed up big time, huh? But at least I've got the night guard thinking I'm something completely different. He's too easy to fool, honestly. We have him tangled in our strings, but I'm actually surprised that he hasn't asked any questions yet. Sheesh. If this upset you too much, even though I can't undo it, I promise I won't do it again. For now, at least. I just find joy in these things, you know that. I'm sorry. Alright, other than that, what's up with your recent disappearance? I'm tired of feeding lies to random stacks of people. It's not really fun anymore. Also, are you even gonna promote the new guard? I could totally make up a story if you really wanted me to.
What?
Yeah, just give me a call back once you're ready to talk. Or, better yet, there's that place downtown that we talked about a few days ago. How about there?
Oh, fuck you. So the boss, who's named Phil, has actually been in contact this entire time with the phone guy, and he has been tricking us into believing everything he has said, but he doesn't know where Phil has been and is trying to find out. It's a cool twist that the phone guy actually ends up being sort of the bad guy, but too bad it isn't expanded on, because after this night, we get the ending of our game. Yeah, the ending is really weird. I genuinely have no idea how to interpret it, kinda like this entire game. Speaking of which, what do I think about this game? Those Nights at Rachel's is a game that had so much potential as a series, but just wasn't executed very well. While the graphics, character design, and the concept of the game were fantastic, there were still many things about the game that are left much to be desired. First of all, the gameplay got stale very quickly, and it was more scary to me that I had forgotten which key to press to do a certain action than getting scared by the gameplay itself. The nights went by too fast to memorize which button did what for me, and I was constantly pressing Z and X over and over because I had ended up closing the wrong door and opening it and finally closing the right door in panic. The doubled up animatronics also really aren't necessary at all. Rachel, who was literally the main animatronic in the game, barely even shows up at the right door, if at all. Doug is mostly the one showing up, and for the door behind you, it doesn't even matter if Pete or Bane shows up, you just counter them in the exact same way. And it's not like they move differently either, they work basically the exact same, just Pete's AI is a bit more aggressive than Bane's. If the game had them go through a unique path like Chica from FNAF 1, maybe it would make the doubled up animatronics on each door a bit more fun, but to me, it's just unnecessary in adding characters just for the sake of adding characters. And the game is also quite buggy for me, with the full screen not working like I said earlier, some of the phone calls being weird, and the ending for me was actually glitched, and I couldn't even be bothered to replay the night again because it just pissed me off. My last complaint about this game is also the fact that there isn't even a custom night or a sixth night. It simply just ends on the fifth night with a lackluster ending and gives it no replayability. The only thing that's unlocked when you finish the game is an extra menus, which is cool I guess, but how long are you really going to be staring at the extras for? Especially since all it is just a single full body render of each character. That is it. Now despite all of those problems, I did really like the premise of the story. A Freddy Fazbear's competitor that ends up winning due to the restaurant shutting down, but is also equally if not even more shady than Freddy's, is a really cool concept. And I think Nixon could have polished the game more and expanded on its story in future releases. But too bad we aren't getting a sequel since it's been long abandoned. Oh wait a minute, Those Nights at Rachel's 2 Reloaded came out around 3 years after Those Nights at Rachel's 1. Finally, we can see a continuation of the well-laid story of the first game. All we need to do is just flick this lever down. I forgot to mention, this game was released on April 1st. It's just an endless shooter, albeit, it's pretty fun. Now with all that out of the way, what does Nixon do nowadays? Okay, I really don't have to explain any further. It's pretty obvious what he's doing now. If you for some reason tuned out to what I was talking about for the first part of this section, Nixon is obviously the one and only creator of the Joy of Creation, so he's still very much around, and is currently working on the Joy of Creation Ignited collection, which is a complete remake of the first 3 Joy of Creation games, the original, Reborn, and Story Mode. He has been posting steady progress and updates on his Twitter, which I'll show on screen if you aren't following and want to check him out. For our second game, we have a game that, quite frankly, I myself forgot about for a long time until quite recently, when I was binging through all the FNAF fan games that Corey Kenshin had played, when this game showed up on the next up screen. Fredbear's Fright by Garrett McKay. Published on August 8, 2017, Fredbear's Fright was actually Garrett's 6th FNAF fan game he published to Game Jolt, at least according to his library. From his game before Fright, Fredbear and Friends Out of the Machine, while I haven't played it myself, I can tell he definitely improved his skills from that game.
Don't never buy no weed from the gas station, bro.
To Fredbear's Fright. But enough about how the game looks. What's its story? The game's story is actually really similar to FNAF 3's story, long after Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria closed down. Fun Frights Inc. began the construction of a horror attraction to show off the tragic history of Fazbear Entertainment. Old locations have been scoured for props, being repurposed to bring the attraction to life. Okay, this story almost feels like a complete ripoff of FNAF 3 story. But let's check out the gameplay first, shall we? Oh wait, never mind, I have to talk about how the game got popular first. I mentioned earlier that I was binging through Corey Kenshin's FNAF Fangames playlist, and what do you know? His videos on the game are the most popular by far in terms of views. He was kind of the only person who made gameplay videos on the game actually, along with Fusion Z Gamer and 8-Bit Ryan. Well, Daco streamed the game, but that's a stream, and yada yada. But anyway, let's get into gameplay now. Night 1, like literally every single other FNAF fan game, serves as a tutorial. How many times do you have to say this? Letting you get to know your environment, and almost none of the animatronics are active or aggressive. In fact, only 2 animatronics are active this night, which are Dismantled Spring Bonnie and Scrapped Mouseky.
What the hell?
But Scrapped Mouseky is so inactive, it is basically guaranteed he won't attack this night, let alone move. Spring Bonnie will appear on Cam A1 along with Fredbear. And holy shit, that is a lot of cameras. Okay, let me talk about the cameras first. You might be wondering why there are 2 maps on the camera system, and that's because the red one is actually the attic. The boxes correspond with the ones on the normal map, which act like vents. A lot of the cameras are also not really important, so I'm only going to bring them up if an animatronic appears on that camera. So Spring Bonnie will appear on Cam 1A first, and then enter the vent and go through Cam 9B to Cam 9A, and then finally to Cam 4B, which is when you'll need to close a tiny door on your right. Look at how cute it is. Aww. Because this is only the first night, however, you will only attack once at most, if at all. After your first night though, you get this. Oh, nice. What the fuck? What the fuck's going on? Oh my fucking god, that scared the shit out of me. Hold S to say, okay. Will you master? Night 2 is a huge step up in difficulty from Night 1, with more animatronics being active and aggressive. This time, Fredbear will actually appear in your office no matter what, which I'm pretty sure is actually scripted, but don't quote me on that, in which you won't die immediately, and you'll actually need to defend yourself from him by pulling that lever on the ceiling, which will spray water on him and cause him to leave the office. Prototype is like the Foxy of this game. You will have stages on Cam 1B and slowly start to put on a mask, which once done, he will rush you and you need to close the left door. Let's just say I found this out the hard way. I don't like that. The hand puppets are also active and will begin on Cam 3 and begin to crawl through the vents. They both basically work the same. You'll hear a sound cue, which will mean they are there and you need to close the right door. This is the gist of the night, and it isn't too difficult, but it definitely requires more concentration. Like the first night, you will get another mini game after the night ends. Oh my god. I barely survived that. That motherfucker just loves that spot. Oh shit. Am I gonna get another minigame? Oh. I should expect. Oh, I am. Oh yeah. Go Foxy. Go Foxy. Go Foxy. Oh shit. I Foxy. Night 3 is just a more aggressive version of Night 2, with one simple but terrifying change. Mouseky will finally start to come towards you. I forgot to mention that Mouseky starts out in Cam 7 and will go through Cam 6 and then finally your door. Hello? As Cam 2B doesn't work, you'll need to use your left door light to see if he's there or not. Otherwise, he will end your run. And this motherfucker is terrifying as hell. A tip that helped me to deal with him is that when he appears on Cam 6, give it some time and then check to see if he's gone from the camera. Afterward, use the door light and check if he's there. Close the door just for a little bit if he is there, and he'll probably be gone by then. But if not, just close the door again until he goes away. But Mouseky isn't the only problem. Like I said, this is just a more aggressive version of Night 2. You will need to keep a close eye on the other animatronics and conserve your power. This is actually the night where I died for the first time, and died multiple times, which I should finally talk about the jump scares. Oh! Now while the jump scares aren't the most impressive thing in the world, they definitely work and got me every single time I was killed. It is also cool to see that there are actually so many jump scares, some of the animatronics having 2 variants instead of just 1, which I think is pretty neat. But after you defeat Night 3, you get this minigame. Oh my god. Jesus. What's gonna happen this? No. Why do you look like that? I don't know if I want to give a cake to you. You look a bit freaky. I mean, you kind of look like me. Yeah. Oh. Night 4 starts off like normal until you get a phone call from the phone guy who was presumably killed by Prototype.
Hey, I was on my way over to see you. Prototype is doing something terrible. Tonight hasn't been very good for me. I don't know what to do. Just don't worry about me, okay? Oh no.
What? What? I kinda forgot to mention the phone guy in this game, but he's kinda irrelevant, so I just decided not to talk about him until he dies. So yeah. Anyways, all the animatronics are active except Prototype, who remains inactive the entire night. Probably because he killed the phone guy, but whatever. After 1 AM, however, you will notice that every single animatronic is gone, except for one single animatronic. This hideous freak, what the fuck? I mean Fright. Fright is basically a combination of every single animatronic we've seen besides the hand puppets. He has Masky's right forearm and left hand, Prototype's mask, Bring Bonnie's torso, right hand and left forearm, and finally, Fredbear's left thigh, hat, and feet. This guy is a real piece of work, and when I mean work, I mean a real dumpster fire. Fright will begin on cam 6 and will attack both sides of the office. If he is on cam 7, shortly after he will try to go through the door. And if he's seen on cam 4B, he will try to go through the vent. I really like this night as it changes up the gameplay a lot and introduces the final and most unsettling animatronic in my opinion. Fright serves as a mini boss for this game, and his design is freakishly cool. But as soon as the clock hits 6 AM, you will get jump scared, so think fast. Oh! This will also trigger a cutscene instead of a minigame, which we will watch now. Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck? What is that? What's the phone?
Oh, hey, wow, day 4. I knew you could do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded
Is this
my
the
message
night 4
for you.
recording? For the first
When
game?
I did. Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm going to try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh my. I should have known that was coming. And that concludes the base game of Fredbear's Frights. Now I was quite surprised that there were actually only 4 nights instead of 5, but I think that's fine and makes the game unique. Especially with the cutscene which revealed that we might actually been the phone guy from FNAF 1 dying to Freddy on the 4th night, which explains why there are only 4 nights of the base game. But as you will see, we aren't done yet, because there's a 5th night we can play on a menu, which I will dive straight into. Night 5 isn't like the other nights at all. This night not only starts at 2 AM, but is a flashback to FNAF 1, as we are stuffed inside a spring lock suit and need to survive until 6 AM. This night is sort of like Night 4 from Sister Location, but dumbed down heavily. To survive, you need to be constantly unwinding the spring locks to prevent them from crushing you by pressing and holding the spacebar, all while dealing with Freddy and Bonnie, who will open the door to check up on you, which then you obviously can't be seen unwinding the spring locks, otherwise you will die. There are also hallucinations you need to deal with by closing your eyes, which can be done by holding down shift. Now this night was actually quite easy for me, and the reason for that was because I found out that you can fight off your hallucinations and open the spring lock suit at the same time. So if you know that Bonnie and Freddy aren't there, you can just hold down spacebar and shift if you're experiencing hallucinations. And if Bonnie or Freddy show up, you can just stop holding spacebar and continue to hold down shift if the hallucinations are still there, as closing your eyes while Bonnie or Freddy are in the room doesn't have any drawbacks. I think one way they could have made this night harder was to make it so that you can't close your eyes and open the spring locks at once. Just make it one or the other, so you have to quickly decide which one to do. I did forget to mention that if you let the hallucinations go on for too long, you will end up dying, which I thought was obvious, but I'm just gonna say that. But if you don't die and do this first try like me because I'm so cool, you will get this cutscene. Oh. Okay. What's our last minigame? All mangled up. Robots. I mean, they are robots. That scared the shit out of me. The cutscene shows Purple Guy who has somehow converted all the animatronics to remote control, I think. But they end up finding that locked box from FNAF 4, and then it cuts to static. Now after you've completed Night 5, you will unlock a bunch of extras, including renders of the animatronics, replayability of the minigames, development photos, insane mode, and a custom night. Now while I didn't beat insane mode, it is how you're able to get the secret ending. But you can't just beat insane mode by itself. You'll actually have to find 2 keys beforehand on 2 separate nights, and then beat insane mode, which will show you the chest, and then you can unlock it, which will then play this cutscene.
Hello there? I have some exciting news to share. I'll tell you more information aside from this message later, but I really need you to respond as soon as possible. I finally have a lead. You did say that you would be willing to go there yourself, but I just want you to confirm such your chances now. Our window of time is short. We have to start soon. Now, we can't guarantee that you will find him there. They doubted us. Now we can prove them wrong. Please return this call soon.
I don't really know what this means, but it is a really cool thing that Garrett put in this for people who want to go the extra mile and get the secret ending. Although there isn't another secret ending for anyone who defeats max difficulty custom night, if you're wondering. I really like this game and how it builds upon the official FNAF lore, making it into its own thing, but still connecting it back in a way. The environments of the game are really cool and detailed, and the animatronics are so freaky, it's awesome. I do wish the other cameras were utilized more, however, but that isn't a big deal, as you do use the cameras in this game a lot more than a game like Five Nights at Freddy's 2. But the gameplay is fun, mini games are done really well, Night 5 is an awesome change of pace. This game is just a good FNAF fan game. Although it isn't the most amazing thing in the world, it still gave me some good scares. Now Garrett hasn't updated Fredbear's Fright basically ever since it was released, so you're probably wondering what does he do now? And you know I gotta stick to the plan, so I gotta tell you, he has actually only released 2 games after Fredbear's Fright, but it's only 2 for a damn good reason. The game after Fredbear's Fright, Fredbear and Friends Left to Rot, was released July 15, 2018, which according to the trailer for the game, runs in the same storyline as Fredbear's Fright. I don't really know anything else about the game other than that. There's some info on the game's page that if I'm being honest, I'm too lazy to read and isn't that important, but if you want to go check it out, then you can. Now for Garrett's most recent project, This game actually released before I even started writing the script, which is a bite at Freddys, and unlike all of his previous games, this game is actually made in Godot compared to Click Team. I'm not going to get into this game because I actually plan on playing it later and maybe making a video out of it, which if you're interested in seeing then please subscribe. But just from the screenshots provided, all I can say is goddamn! Besides these games, Garrett has actually also contributed to the Fredbear Fanverse initiative. If you go to his website and then also go to his games, he actually has helped work on Pop Go's Evergreen as a 3D artist and Pop Go's Arcade as a 3D artist and 3D animator. It's awesome to see that he's still out there doing what he likes and getting his work into big projects, and I hope the best for him. Keep doing what you're doing, Garrett. It's awesome. Finally, we have our last and final game. Also happens to be a game that actually isn't really scary at all. It's actually pretty funny and also offensive, so warning for that. This is Five Nights with 39 by 39 Games, or just Justin Hall because they put their name out pretty regularly and I don't want to call them 39 Games every single time. Released on February 11th, 2017, Five Nights with 39 was actually a challenge for Justin to develop a game within just a week. Before Five Nights with 39, they only had 2 games released to the public on Game Jolt, Five Nights Before Freddy's 1 and 2, which this game actually takes place after the second game, but is set in a different universe. While Justin doesn't have as deep of a game dev career as Garrett or Nixon, they do have something much more interesting, a Wattpad account. Yeah, the site that hosts all of those FNAF fanfics I know some of you used to read. I can see you, don't hide from me. Let me give some context here. Kinda like those nights at Rachel's, Five Nights at 39 actually has 2 versions of the game. The Legacy version, which is the first release of the game, and the Anniversary version, which is an updated version of the game that was released a year after the Legacy edition was published, and is actually quite different to the Legacy edition in terms of gameplay and story. The Legacy edition is non-canon, while the Anniversary edition is, so to add to the story, Justin created a Wattpad account to publish some of the work he wrote, which is a prequel to Five Nights at 39. I'm not going to be talking about the prequel story in this video since there's a lot to it, but I'll leave a link in the description below along with all the other games. Anyways, let's get into the story. We play as a man named Sam Clydeson, who's actually connected to Five Nights Before Freddy's after his son Clyde was killed. Haha. Get it? His name is Clyde, and because Sam's last name is Clydeson, he has a son named Clyde. Get it? Okay, I'll shut up. 39 the Bunny puts a newspaper advertisement for Sam to read, claiming he murdered his son and mocking him. 39 tells Sam to head down to the Fazbear Advert studio to come and meet him. Now I need to add that the Legacy version of the game basically has very little story to it, but the Anniversary edition has a lot more story to it, and I'm going to be covering the Anniversary edition of the game, even though it isn't the one that got popular because the version that a lot of YouTubers played is lost to time now. Speaking of YouTube, Five Nights with 39 was actually played by a lot of YouTubers back in the day. Markiplier, Omar Sabali, 8-Bit Gaming, and DA Games. Yes, that DA Games. Do you think this is what the FBI plays on repeat to mentally torture spies they catch in the US? Okay, wait, why is this part actually kinda good? Okay, never mind. Others also played the Anniversary edition as well, like Fusion Z Gamer and 8-Bit Gaming again. Okay, enough with the background of the game, let's actually play it. Like I said, since the older Legacy version is lost to time, I'm just going to be playing the Anniversary edition, and just pointing out any differences from the original to this one. Before Night 1 starts off, there is a revamped newspaper opening where 39 announces his love for Comic Sans. There's also a how to play before it starts, but that's what I'm here for, even though you could read it yourself, but where's the fun in that? Each night will contain a mini conversation between 39 and Plushie 39, who you guessed it, is just a plushie version of 39.
39, that was a pretty mean prank.
So, I mean, I'm bored, I could use some company besides a plushie.
I will also add that Plushie 39 wasn't in the original game, it is a completely new addition to the game. So besides a little bit at the start, this dialogue is entirely new compared to the first version of the game, referencing the fact that this is a remake and just, you know, being himself.
I'm getting a big sense of deja vu here. It feels like the graphics have been touched up, you know, one little lens flare here, some ambient occlusion, softer shadows, and no new textures. Nice touch, Dev. What is this, a cash grab? You lazy f***. Listen to me, I'm getting off track. So, Sam, you're here to fight me, yes? No? What, are you just gonna sit there in the office and stare at me at the cameras? Not say a word? Mate, you cannot handle this dick.
Although I do kind of find it interesting towards the end that his sensor went on and off. I don't know if this was a mistake or something, but I just thought I'd point it out.
Nice intro, you moron. Fuck.
Now for the gameplay. This game is actually a lot more different in terms of its gameplay compared to the Legacy Edition, but since the Legacy Edition was bare bones as fuck, that doesn't mean a lot was changed. First of all, 39 is not the only person who will go inside your room now. Plushie will also do so as well, but he works like Bonnet in Ultimate Custom Night, where he runs across a screen and you need to boop him on the nose like 39, otherwise you'll die. It will have an audio cue after leaving your desk, which is when you will know he's active. 39 will also now drain power by going to the power room. In order to combat this, all you have to do is press the spook button on the camera of the power room and he will get scared and go away, which has a stupidly loud and goofy sound effect that plays and will change each night. In the original, it was just 39 who would go around and eventually show up in your room, which would drain power. There was no plushie or power room he would enter. That is basically all the gameplay changes in this edition. Each night all that happens is that the gameplay becomes harder, so I'm just gonna play the dialogue in order from each night and explain it. I've been talking about this game for quite a while.
This f***er has the nerve to touch my f***ing nose. I mean, how the f*** does he know that? Okay, maybe I do know.
Hey, yo, the pizza here.
On night 2, 39 just kinda berates you for booping his nose, wondering how you knew that was his weakness. I really wonder how. Comparing you to Gordon Freeman for not talking at all, and then says to not show up the next night, and he will kill you to make sure you don't.
I see you have returned. Honestly, why are you here? Oh yeah, because I pretty much told you to. Seriously, I kinda didn't want you to come back. In case you were not aware, you f***ing touched my nose. I hate that shit, but apparently every cunt seems to find it cute. But guess what? It's not cute! But seriously, how did you know that was my one weakness? Okay, maybe I do know, but I'm trying to avoid reality at this point. I'm trying to just go along with this. But you're not gonna answer me, are you? No. Because this is f***ing Half-Life 3. Look everyone, it's Gordon Freeman! Oh, listen to his voice lines. Oh, he sounds so good, doesn't he? He doesn't say a f***ing word. Oh, fuck, listen to me. You know what? Just don't come back tomorrow. No, even better, I will see to it that you do not leave here tonight. I will kill you. No booping tonight. I'm coming, mate.
Obviously, this doesn't happen because you show up the next night after surviving.
Is it that the lack of contact from humans that I've had all this time really f***ed me? I mean, I kind of like him being here.
There's no better time to apologize.
Yeah, not happening. Mate, seriously? Can you please crawl out of my f***ing ass and leave me alone? Why is it that whenever I do something, it just blows up in my face? Like my on your mum's face.
Besides him roasting the fuck out of my mom, 39 quite literally just admits to bluffing about the murder of Sam's son, and getting into some wacky fuckery about how the universes merged from Five Nights Before Freddy's and this one, and then even says because of that he could actually be a suspect. Then immediately retracts it and says he's never even stepped into Fazbear's diner, but been to Fredbear's. I think he means pizzeria instead of diner, but whatever. 39 goes off and takes a break because he gets a headache afterward.
Honestly, don't you have anything better to do? Because, you know, I didn't kill your son. Your son was dead before I existed. Oh wait, the universe is merged. Fuck, maybe I am a suspect. No, I've never been to the real Fazbear's diner. I hear it's a fucking shithole, but you know, I've only been to Fredbear's actually, and you know what? Don't worry. But seriously, mate, I didn't do shit. Take your creepy fucking dick out of here and stop watching me. This is a fucking recolor. Recolors don't get far, right? Well, go to the real deal. Fucking hell, I need to just Oh, I need to do my own thing. Seriously. You are really beginning to do my head in. You
I don't have anything else to say about this night, so I'm just gonna move on to the next one.
It's like we're frenemies, but I think he thinks that I kinda hate him. Oh dear, what am I doing?
39 doesn't say a whole lot this night, just rambling about how he hates the censor and that we will finally be gone in another night. And it's not like there's 2 nights after that, because it would be called 7 nights with 39 instead, right? Ha 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 ha.
Well, you don't plan on leaving at any time soon, do ya? Well, you. Oh, shut the up, you stupid censor, piss off! Oh, I don't even know why it's still here. I mean, no one cares that I'm swearing. So, another night. It's supposed to be 5 nights. So, just one more night and you're f***ing out. Because, you know, there are totally not 2 more nights. Otherwise it'd be called 7 nights with me. Oh, fuck me. I cannot wait to see your grubby ass get out of here. Just one more night. One more night. Well, I guess this is the last night. What do you reckon, Plushie? I should approach him and become friends, or no, probably shouldn't.
I'd do it. He seems like a really nice bloke.
Oh, what do you know? You're a little piece of merchandise that went rogue and killed a bunch of people. Yeah, great way to ruin our rep, mate.
Shut up.
Plushie killed a bunch of people? What the fuck? Well, someone is quite excited. This night, 39 says some insults he wrote down and totally didn't get off the internet. But even he realizes that they aren't as good as the legacy ones.
You are a stupid douche canoe. Yeah, that's not very good, is it? Honestly, why don't you just drop dead, you f***ing dick-nosed bitch Nazi? Yeah, nice. Honestly. You are a pompous prick jockey.
Oh, wait,
yeah, I don't think
that's
any of
me.
these are actually going to top
Damn
the original
it.
ones. F***ing hell! Have I lost my goddamn spunk?
I love this kind of meta commentary, but since we're totally leaving forever at the end of night 5, he leaves us with one final message.
Well, yeah. Fuck yeah!
Does this guy not shut the fuck up?
And now the torture comes to an end. I get to take my censor off and go on with my life, and you get to fuck off and go on with your life. So, it's been fun, mate, but this is where we go our separate ways, you know. No extra content, no sequels, no bullshit like that. And if you do happen to come back, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, of course, we are coming back. Warning, this night is gonna be, just a little bit sexual.
Plushie, get me my lube. And my butt plug.
You have a butt plug?
No, I don't. Just the lube, please. What? Is that thing still on?
Yeah, we kinda just walked in on 39, let's just say having a day with his hand. This Night 6 intro bit is actually the exact same as the legacy version, but just louder and said with a lot more emotion, as Justin redid the lines, which are pretty fucking hilarious.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing here? You son of a bitch! I thought you weren't coming back!
The ending is mostly the same, except for some changes like the fact he doesn't say anything about a girlfriend dumping him, which he did say something about in the first one, and that Justin actually reanimated 39 jerking off, which I found really fucking funny.
Oh, hello, Sam Clydson. You remember me, huh? Yeah, of course you do. You're the one that uploaded a fucking video of me masturbating to the internet. Seriously, what the fuck did you do that for? It was between you and me. You didn't have to put it on the fucking internet. Seriously, what the fuck did you... What the fuck? Oh, fucking... Seriously, I didn't fucking kill your son. It was just a joke. Oh, fuck.
Now, we finally reach the end of the game, and afterwards, We get some extras, including pre-rendered models of 39, the jump scares, animation, background locations, and the actual full explanation of the story, which I will dumb down right now. Wait, oh, there's a 7th night. Fuck.
Plushie, go get the gun from the management office.
39, no!
Get the fucking gun! Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Daddy's gonna end it all for you. What? Oh, fuck! Way to give me an unloaded gun, you little shit!
Yeah, 39 was literally going to kill himself this night. Except the gun ended up having an empty magazine. Bummer for 39. Night 7 is just 39 having a full-on mental breakdown and going Joker mode, and actually explains his true intentions on why he brought you here.
I am lonely. There's a reason why I summoned you here, Sam, is because I just want a fucking friend. I've been alone for so long, and being alone just starts to get to you. I don't know if I can forgive you. I'm fucking losing my mind here. I don't know if I should trust you or not. And you know what? I've been rendered obsolete. Yep, that's right. A new version of me is coming in soon. I don't know when it's gonna be here, and I don't know what's gonna fucking happen, but you know what? I'm too fucking frantic to think about this. I think it's about time that I just kill ya. That sounds good.
And before the night ends, we get this.
I think it's time I make a choice. This must end on a good note. Sam, we've come this far. Let's be friends. I forgive you. Not a big talker, are you? But don't worry, I'm sure you're in agreement here. Thank you, friend. Well, crack of dawn. Looks like I won't have time to tell you everything, but I will. If I am still here. Unauthorized personnel must be terminated. Stop resisting. Your attempts to escape are futile. Target eliminated. Oh God. Sam? Oh no, we really fucked you up. No, this can't be. Fuck! I don't think I can fix you. Plushie managed to find some bullets. I'm gonna have to put you out of your misery. I will always remember you, Sam Clydesdale. Inferior design detected. Please leave immediately or you will be escorted from the building. What about Plushie? No! Fuck. At last I gain a friend, and that piece of shit takes him away. I'm gonna fucking get him. But I need to go into hiding and figure out what I need to do. Plushie, I will not wake up until you are safe. I'll be back for you, buddy. I promise.
Now you're probably just wondering, what the fuck just happened?
It's a long story.
So I'll try to explain everything that has just happened. All this is canon, so strap in for this retelling here. This is going to take a while. Before I start, I would like to point out that according to the prequel story, 39's original animatronic name was actually Wesley, and Justin upon seeing this says, okay, first of all, Wesley, that's a fucking gay name. I'm definitely not sticking with that. This is where Justin renames himself to just 39 because it's his favorite number for some reason. There was no reason for me to talk about that except for the fact I just thought it was funny. Okay, onward to the actual anniversary edition story of the game. 39 has been lonely for the last 20 years, and he just wants some company. And after he learns about some random dude's son dying, which was thought to be a murder, he sends out a newspaper advert to the random dude, Sam Clydeson, saying that he killed his son and to come out to the advert studio. I have no idea how the fuck that newspaper advert got out. Anyways, Sam actually decides to show up, and 39 is surprised by this but decides not to show his weakness and fucks with him instead of expressing his loneliness. After the events of night 6, 39 calls Sam and cries at him, saying that he didn't kill his son, Sam ruined him, and he got dumped by his girlfriend, which apparently he doesn't even have one at all. The biggest plot twist yet. Also, known YouTuber saw the footage of him and having a date with his hand, which I thought was a really funny detail. Like, just imagine fucking Markiplier or Daco watching 39 jerk off. I mean, they actually did, but oh my god! After the call, Sam feels accomplished, but still doesn't know why 39 did what he did. So he heads back to the advert studio for one final night. On night 7, we saw that 39 tried to kill himself with the pistol that he keeps and plushie has to retrieve. But after it fails, because there is no ammo in the gun, 39 actually reveals to Sam that he actually had friends but killed them for an unknown reason. And all he has left is plushie. 39 actually starts to open up to Sam, saying that he has become obsolete and is being replaced by a newer version of him, but not knowing when it will show up. In the end, Sam and 39 make up and forgive each other, becoming friends. But the friendship does not last long. As we saw with the final cutscene, Sam starts to leave the studio, but this is when the newer 39 shows up, and because Sam isn't supposed to be there, he choked out Sam and crushes his spine and neck, which causes him to be paralyzed and choke on his own blood. Actual 39 sees what happened, crying and showing sympathy by mercy killing Sam with his pistol, as he found the bullets to them. The feeling is familiar to him, which I think implies that 39 actually mercy killed his friends. The newer 39 notices the old 39 and forces him out of the studio, forcing him to leave behind plushie and wander the streets, keeping out of sight and out of mind, wondering what to do next. This game actually has some pretty deep ass lore for a joke game, and there's a lot more to this within the prequel story. But like I said, I'm not going to cover that, otherwise this video would be even longer than it is already. This game is by far my favorite out of the 3 though, not just for its funny humor, but for the fact that Justin took a game that was just supposed to be a challenge for him to create a game within a week into something with actual deep story. It really shows his dedication to this project, and I love everything about it. I also love the fact that 39 is literally just a self-insert of Justin, and he is not afraid to show that or be ashamed about it. It is fucking awesome. So awesome in fact that I probably could have made an entirely separate video about this game, but I was too far in when I realized that, so well. Now you think since Five Nights at 39 was just a challenge for Justin to create a game within a week, they would end up just moving on after creating the anniversary edition. I mean, why would they continue? Yeah, the game saw huge success and the anniversary edition was a nice addition, but there's not like there's a lot more to be made. Or was there? Around a year after Five Nights at 39, for the anniversary edition, Justin created 5 Ventures with 39, an RPG game kinda like FNAF World, which includes 3 new characters who are 39's friends from the prequel story, being named by their official animatronic names instead: Blue Bear, Chiquisha, and Yiffer Boutard the Fox. That last name is quite interesting. Five Nights at 39 2 was also apparently in development at one point, but was actually cancelled. But according to the Five Nights at 39 wiki, at this point I'm not surprised it's a thing, is back in development, but I don't know for sure. The reason I'm saying I don't know for sure is that Justin is surprisingly still around, and although they haven't released a game since 5 Ventures with 39, they are actively working on a new game called 5 Nights with 39 Impurity, which judging by the Game Jolt page is set to be released in 2024. This game is a continuation of 5 Ventures with 39, as can be seen that it is made in RPG Maker. I don't know exactly what month it will come out, but it's still great to see Justin is still around doing what they love, and hopefully after Impurity, maybe you'll get to see the long awaited sequel to 5 Nights at 39, and hopefully with more people excited for that loudmouth Australian Bonnie recolor after the release of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, as this took me even longer to write the script, record, film, and edit than the last one. It was awesome to see everyone enjoy the last video and support it and leave such nice comments. I just had to make a part 2. I hope you guys liked this selection of games this time and my summary on them. Especially because I'm probably going to be done making videos on forgotten popular FNAF fan games for a bit. I need a break. But I will be uploading and talking about other things FNAF and horror related. So if you're interested in seeing that, please subscribe and maybe even click that little bell if you're really interested. Tell me what you liked or didn't like and leave some feedback in the comments. And if you already want more, go ahead and check out my previous videos. But I think my time is up, so I'm gonna go take a nap. I'll be on my way now. See ya.
Sam, we've come this far. Let's be friends. I forgive you.